Okay, today let's talk about this issue of child support because people all over the internet, mainly the dudes, are upset that they pay child support and they don't know where the money goes. There's this concerted effort to get women to make the custodial parent, which in most of the cases is female, account to them for every penny of where this money goes. And I saw a video by that was on Facebook, a television video from some show called The Real, and these women were talking about the state of Delaware and how Delaware has issued this card, and that you can't, if you know the child support goes on this card, and that you they have all these restrictions on where it can be, it can be used, and what it can be spent on. And so they were, debating it, and this was on a television show, a national television show. Now, I don't know who they have working on that show, but whoever is their researcher and fact checker needs to be fired immediately, because within 5 minutes, I look, because I don't like to tell you guys anything unless I know for a fact that it's true. That's my journalistic mandate. So I want to read about. I mean, what did the state of Delaware really do? I mean, what's the rules and regulations? I mean, what's really going on here? When did it start? What does it mean? I want to have all this information before I make a video and talk about it. So I go on the state of Delaware's website and I'll put the link to the stuff that I saw, in the description page, in the description box below, so you can go and read it yourself. But everything they were talking about was a lie. Okay, the only thing that they said it was true was that they did offer this card, which they do in many states, is an option for people who don't have a bank account, or have bad credit and that kind of things like that. They don't want the government attaching the child support because that's for the children. So they issue it separately. Makes total sense. I'm all for that. Now, what they said though is that how if there are all these regulations and the women can't use it to get their hair and nails done and to buy gas for the car and to pay rent and all this old stuff, totally untrue. And when you think about it, why is it that, okay, I'm going to walk through this because I need to let people know the logic and the reason behind what they're thinking and why it's not there. Okay. So a woman works on a job, right? She has this little kid. The first of the month, the rent's due. The fifth of the month, the PG&E, well, we call it PG&E, Pacific Gas and Electric here, but I don't know, whatever the energy company is, wherever you are, that's due on the 5th. If you don't pay it by a certain time, you're going to be cutting your shit off. It's the middle of winter, it's cold. You don't want your children shivering in the dark and the cold, so you pay the bill. They got to eat, so you got to buy groceries. You need gas for your car to get back and forth to work, drop them off to school, take them to the sports and little league and ballet and all this old stuff. And plus you got to pay those people, and they pay their tutor, and the baby needs diapers, and you got to pay your daycare provider. Okay, so all this money is going out. Okay, around the 20th of the month, and this is the first part of the month, right? Around the 20th of the month, here comes a child support check of $300. Now, you've already used all your money to take care of the child, which is supposed to be a joint expense, right? He's supposed to be contributing that, but you've already had to write the check for the rent because you couldn't wait for that. You had to buy, the kids wasn't going to be starving waiting for that $300, so you already bought the food, right? You already put gas in the car, you already paid their sporting leagues fee, you paid the tutor for the month. You done spent out money on that parent's behalf, half of what they were supposed to cover, health insurance premiums, all this stuff. You've already put that money out for them as kind of a loan. You fronted them. Okay, now here comes the $300 that they owed you for the money that you already fronted, right? So now that's your money. But yet, they have this in their minds that that's their money and that you need to write every penny down about where it's spent and that it's only supposed to be spent on the kid. No, 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 no. Because if you had sent more than $300, because that's a joke, and I'll be going into that why later, and you had sent it at the first of the month, well, then you might have, part of it went for rent and part of it went for food. Okay, now it's gone. Now what? But that's not what happened. It didn't come till the middle of the month, and all the major expenses were already covered by the mama. So you just giving her money back that she extended on your behalf. So you don't get any say so on where that money goes because it's already spent. That's her money now. Because see, otherwise you would have been there writing a check for half the rent and paying half the utilities and paying half the. You see, you would have been there doing all that, but that wasn't what happened. So you sent this Mickey Mouse little $300, and you think you're doing something, son? For real? I and they were mad when she bought a beer, with my money. And it's like once the money goes into her bank account, how in the world, how you figuring that you know what she's spending it on and what part is yours? Okay, even if she comes and tells you that, she's only doing it to get your goat and get you upset. Yeah, I took your money and I went this and I did this and that. That doesn't mean it is true because, like I said, at the beginning of the month, she had to pay all them bills and you were due part of it. That part of that was your responsibility and you weren't there with the money to do it. So she covered it for you. So even if she says that, you're supposed to have enough intellect to be able to discern that what she's saying is just something to get your goat, and you let it happen because you're dumb. Okay, you're stupid and you don't even understand what's really going on. But I'm gonna break it down for you, and as well as for those stupid women who co-sign with them dudes. Your ass is dumb too. These people. What's the intellect of people around here is just kind of disappointing. And I see this all the time, and these comments that come in. And the thinking that people have is just so like retarded. It's like, what's wrong with you? You don't think. You're supposed to have a brain, especially these people who are parents. You have raising children, and your mind is like an elementary school child. And this is really disappointing. It's kind of scary because these are the people going to be raising the next generation of young black people, and they just can't think their way out of a paper bag with both ends open. That's some scary shit to me. Okay, now on these slides, I have also put some quotes of people that were in the thread under that video I'm talking about under Reel. And some of the stuff that they said, and it's very disturbing how these men are thinking. One guy is like, he didn't give a shit. His kid, he wanted the kids to get the clothes from Walmart and Kmart and, discount stores like that because, he felt like that should be good enough for his children. I could see doing that if low income wage earner, you're young, you don't really make much money, but you're an established dude, you got a car, you got rims on your car, you walk around in Jordans and designer glasses and designer jackets and leather and all this sort of stuff, but you want your children's clothes to come and shoes to come from a discount store like Walmart. Why is that what you think is appropriate? See, I don't know. You ladies need to do a better job of picking the men that you let father your children. Because these guys, I don't know, something seriously wrong with them. And, all through these slides that I'm letting you see now, you will see the general attitude of child support towards the children and the mother taking care of those children is very negative. They are not taking into account that the money that they send is a mere drop in the bucket for what it really costs to raise a child. Now, I looked on some websites, they do these things every year where they update the cost of what it costs to raise a child. I have not found one yet for 2018, but the 2017 numbers show that it costs a total of $233,610 to raise a child from birth to the age of 18 when they are technically an adult. That runs out to be about $12,000, almost $13,000 a year, almost $1,100 a month. Okay, so that's just what they consider, the basic stuff. That doesn't include things like, dance lessons and gymnastic lessons and extra things that we like to have our child to have for enrichment purposes. It makes them a better person, makes them a more interesting teenager. They have talents and skills that it helps build their self-esteem and confidence. So these are things that parents will try to provide for their children if they can. Art lessons, dance, all that stuff, sports, all that. But all of those things have fees associated with them, and they all have costs associated with the attire or equipment that you need to involve your child in these things. Special shoes, special clothes, tights, ballet little dresses, and whatever. They need all this stuff that goes with it in addition to the class fees. And then don't let them take a trip or somewhere. Then you got to come up with some more money for the cost of the bus and the hotel room and food on a trip and all this old stuff. Raising a child is extremely expensive. So these fathers who think they're a little $300 or $400 a month, and if the woman's even getting that, because I've seen a lot of stories where they're getting like $30 a week and stuff like that, so they're getting like less than $200 a month, and like 150, what is that, 150? Well, just say $200 a month. Let's just use that for a round figure. And these dads are jumping up and down talking about they want an accounting of where that chump change went. It's like, nigga, you done spend more than that on a pair of shoes you walking around in, but you want a monthly account for every bite of food that your child eats, every grape they put in their mouth, every pair of socks that somebody buys for them. Fuck out of here. I was so irritated I couldn't even believe what I was hearing. So, what was I gonna say? Oh, the cost of raising a child. The actual cost, 200 and some odd thousand. That doesn't even include, like, you want to send them to college and all that. That's extra. Okay, that's extra. And what these people don't understand too is, okay, you got a woman and she has your baby. Okay, if she lived by herself, she could have a 1 bedroom apartment now, but because she has a child, I mean, she can do it for a while. But when the child turns about 3, 4 years old, they need to have their own room. And if she has children of both genders, there must be at least one room for each gender of child. Social services will have a cow if you have a teenage boy and a teenage girl in the same room. They're not going to go for that action at all. So you're looking at a woman who has to go and get, a place that is a 3 bedroom place. Sorry, I got my phone. I don't know why I keep forgetting to turn it off every video. She's got to have a 3 bedroom place. Now, let's talk about the cost of housing here in the Bay Area. I don't know what it is where you all live, but here, I saw a 1 bedroom apartment in Alameda for more than $2,000 a month. Okay. And then don't live in San Francisco because you could be paying $3,000 or $5,000 a month. So, when you have a guy who's talking about he's paying $300, $400 a month, nigga, your ass you ain't even paid part of the daycare bill, let alone the rent and the food and the clothes that your kid eats. I mean, for real, you can't understand it. Do you know how much infant daycare is in this area? About $1,500. And that's if you get like a home daycare. Don't go to like a center. Then you could be paying $2,200. So these guys, I mean, their idea of what it costs versus what they're actually contributing is something's wrong. They might need accounting at least so they can get a fucking clue about how much this stuff really costs. And then they want to get upset when a woman applies for, subsidies for daycare and subsidies for medical expenses and subsidies for housing. She can't afford it on her salary, nor can she even afford it with your funky little baby amount of child support. It still costs too much. So she needs those things to survive with your kid. Now, if you think that that's a problem and you don't want to pay that money, it's just too much and it's just a problem. Oh my God, it's just what's she doing with all my money? She giving her hair and nails done with my money. Then I suggest, and I would tell every woman this too, if you got that kind of man, take his ass to court and give him custody. Just go to court, say, I don't want this kid anymore. I want him to go to his daddy. He, she, it, whatever. You go to the daddy, let the daddy take care of it. Tell me how much child support I need to pay. And then watch him go through all these conniptions and backpedal and be all upset because what they think is an easy thing, they think you're wasting their money and you living all high on the hog and all that stuff. They'll get to see, unless you're going to eat pork and beans out the can every day, then it costs a grip to feed a child. Don't let the child be a male and active in sports or, a big kid. Then he eats like a man, and his clothes that he wears are like male shoe sizes and male clothing sizes. So you can't shop in the little boy's discount part anymore. You got to go to the man department to buy his stuff, and you got to pay man prices. So these daddies, I don't know what the hell they be thinking, and it's like they need a reality check. And like I said in the video, for women who take pride in not collecting any child support, I don't know what's wrong with you. I don't give a fuck if he pays $15. He needs to be paying something. That could, buy the kids some school lunches or something that you don't have to do. Whatever it is, he needs to pay it. Now, visitation and child support, they like to keep them separate. I think they go hand in hand because if you are not a responsible father and you're not demonstrating responsibility and accountability to your child, then you need to leave your child, stay the fuck out your child's face and stay the fuck out your child's world until you get your shit together. Because no child should be embarrassed by their father. And they like to think, well, it's important for the father to come around. No, 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 no. No, it's not. What's important is for the child to have a positive, strong, and responsible male role model. That doesn't have to be the daddy. Hell no, it don't have to be the daddy. It could be somebody else. And that's my take on that. So this whole thing about these men wanting women to, account for every penny that they spend for child support is ridiculous. Don't fall for it. The states, and don't believe any of the stuff that you keep reading online. None of it's true. Like I said, I went and checked it out myself. If a woman gets the child support money on a card, she can do with it whatever the fuck she wants to. Wherever a Visa card or MasterCard, depending on which state, some of them, they use different ones. She can use that card anywhere where those cards are accepted. So she can go to the liquor store if she wants to. She can go to the hair salon if she wants to. She can go to the Korean beauty supply and buy all the packs of hair that she wants to. All the stuff that she can get with a credit card, a debit card, and that she can use that. And I will post the extra fees that they charge those. So see, really, I don't know why these guys are so excited about this, because what it really does is take money out of their kids' mouths, because the states charge for everything. I mean, if you use at a point of sale, like you buy something at a store, whatever, then there's no additional fee. But if you need cash from it, like say the kid needs, you have to pay $50 to go on his field trip or something, and you can't use that at the school. You have to give the school the cash money. So you go to the little thing and you pull out. You only get 2 of those transactions free per month, and after that you got to start paying. If you don't use the card much at all, they charge you a fee for that, a non-use fee. I mean, they just nickel and dime you to death, and all that money is money that's taken away from the child. So I don't know why these guys are so excited and think that that's such a grand thing. It's really not. I mean, I suppose it would be convenient for, like I said, people that don't have a bank account or whatever, they're using them check cash in place to charge a grip to cash the check. This saves that money, but they nickel and dime you to death for everything else. So I don't know. But anyway, that's my take on this whole child support accountability thing. It's a waste of time. It's silly. And men need to be focusing more on making more money and paying more child support than they are on where the nickel and dime and the women who pay all this money out on your child's behalf. Because as you see, the amount that you pay is merely a drop in the bucket. You don't have no rights to say shit about nothing. You need to just shut up. That's what you need to do. And go over there and buy your kids something and do something sensible with yourself. This is Deborah Cooper from survivingdating.com. I'll be back in a day or two with another insightful video. Bye-bye.